Hello, everyone. This is Pastor Sunday. Is Puska na veno di masa testara ni ili tita amos mention interview. Ilisa testara. Let's see who is going to be the early birds today. Who is going to be the first person to come on? We don't have anybody yet. Yes, we have a few people today. Well, today is a special day. Welcome to another day. Wow, Shegun Fatima is the first one. Then Akim Latifo. Blessings to you. Welcome, everybody. Who else is there? Who should I greet? Yet today, oh, wow, the most consistent guys. Fonge, Nero from Canada. Blessings. Maria Martinez. Maria Martinez, by the way, happy birthday to you also for tomorrow. Meg Garanti, Indonesia, Pukuola, Seattle, Mayo, England, a song, Flair, France, Bishop King, thank you, Diva, Ezugu, Simon, Tiger, Depre, that's Port Harcourt, Pastor Irene, everybody saying happy birthday and good morning, right? Ladi, Shoronkel, Los Angeles, and Kiro, thank you, Harkov, Abiodun, Mark, Grace, Yvette, thank you, Damilare. Everybody is sending their greetings. Well, today is going to be a special birthday program. So it's not going to be the normal program that we normally have. So it's going to be a little bit unique and it's going to be different. So I'm going to give the camera to one of my assistants, Igor, and Igor is going to be in charge from now on. So,
okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Igor, and I'm assistant to Pastor Sunday, and today is going to be the wonderful day of celebration of his birthday. So now we're going to have special event, and I'm going to introduce you, and we're going to celebrate for the whole day. So stay with us as much as you can. And I'm going to introduce you to Dmitry. He's going to perform a show, but now he's going to tell us what is going to happen actually.
Доброе утро, друзья.
Good morning, everyone.
Меня зовут Дмитрий, я музыкант.
My name is Dima, I'm a musician.
Мне предоставилась большая честь учить музыке детей пастора Сандея.
I have an honor to teach Pastor Sunday's children to music.
И сегодня, в день рождения пастора Сандея,
And today at his birthday,
мы приготовили небольшой музыкальный подарок.
we have arranged musical present.
Это, можно так сказать, ручная работа.
It's a handmade present.
Да, это пастор и его дети. И сегодня мы сыграем несколько произведений для пастора.
And now we're gonna play some songs for Pastor. And this is a special present from Pastor Sunday's children for his father.
И первый, кто у нас выступит, это наша Перлинка.
And first who is going to perform is Perlina.
Она исполнит адажио немецкого композитора Даниэля Штейнберга.
She will play Adagio by German musician Daniel Steinberg. Welcome here.
Перлинка занимается больше года на фортепиано. Вот, она делает большие успехи.
Pearl is doing music for more than for more than 1 year, and she is successful.
Может быть, у нее не всегда все получается, но она очень старательна.
She is working hard, although it may seem that she may not doing everything very well.
И она очень творческая личность.
And she is very creative.
Сегодня она как никогда, наверное, волнуется перед своим выступлением.
Now she is a little bit nervous. We see that.
Но все, что она делает, это от чистого сердца и подарок своему отцу.
But what she does is from her pure heart and as a gift to her father.
Ну что ж, давайте поаплодируем.
Okay.
Следующий у нас Зоечка.
Next one is Zoe.
Зоечка, присаживайся, пожалуйста. Зоечка сыграет у нас также немецкий композитор Иоганн Себастьян Бах «Волынка».
Zoe is going to play Johann Sebastian Bach, Волынка. Yeah, Zoe is the firstborn daughter, and Paris is the firstborn son. And Pern, who just played, she is the lastborn daughter, the youngest one. Yeah, her play is more professional. Okay. Well done.
Произведение это у нас джазовое произведение, называется «Блюз».
The next song or the next melody is blues. Okay, now we're gonna ask Pearl. We're gonna ask her a question. Who is Pastor Sunday to you? Can you stand up?
Pastor Sunday is my father, and
Louder.
Pastor Sunday is my father, and he's very important to me. But also, he's a mentor, and he almost never passes up a chance to teach us. And he spends lots of time with us, and he always tries to share his wisdom with us. And he's very diligent in that. And also, he is somebody who encourages and listens. We can talk to him about any problems, and he will often help us with that. And he also helps us with spiritual growth, and it's really reassuring to have somebody like that in your life.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Ну и следующим, третьим номером, завершающим, скажем так, и самым более-менее профессиональным присаживается Форес.
Next performance is made by Paris. Is going to be more professional.
С Форесом мы уже занимаемся сколько уже? Больше полугода. Около
Paris has classes for more than half a year.
Я хочу отметить, что
However, he does greater success.
Хочу отметить, что Форес очень старательный ученик.
Paris is very diligent student.
Он все делает, ну, у него есть мужская логика есть, он отличается, его игра отличается от игры сестер.
And due to man's logic, his play is absolutely different from his sister's play.
Тем, что на протяжении полугода мы занимались музыкой не просто душевно, мы занимались, как говорится, научный подход у нас был.
And during this half a year, we did not, kind of spiritual or emotional training, but we had scientific approach to our music classes.
За эти полгода он выучил ноты.
He learned musical notes.
Да, расположение нот, мы с ним немного занимались деталями музыкальных произведений, анализ музыкальных произведений.
And we analyzed musical plays, like musical compositions, a lot from scientific point of view.
И его первое произведение это Амадей Моцарт, пьеса.
And his first performance is by Mozart, Amadei,
который мы хотим представить в синтезе, музыкальном синтезе,
that we want to perform in a musical synthesis,
который заключается в музыке Моцарта и современных ритмах.
that is a mix of Mozart and contemporary tempos, like contemporary music. Wow, that's really something new. While Paris is playing, we're gonna ask Zoe a question. Who, Pastor Sunday, for Zoe? Zoe? So tell us who Pastor Sunday is for you.
To me, Pastor Sunday is a great, loving father who has a lot to say and teaches us very well. He grows us up with values that not many children are privileged enough to know from a very young age, and saves us the trouble from learning He saves us the trouble from learning hard lessons from experience, and just tells us morals that we should know that many people learn at an old age, learn later than they should. And he helps us grow, and he's supportive, and he's a great example for who we should be and how we should follow Christ.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Zoe.
Следующее музыкальное произведение – это хоровая партитура, песня «Отчизна моя в небесах».
The next song is going to be a Christian hymn, which is called "My Motherland is in Heaven." Fatherland. That is "My Fatherland is Heaven" by Paris Adelaja.
Молодец. Ну и последнее произведение,
And the last song, the last composition,
которое называется «Mad World»,
What?
в переводе «Мир, который сошел с ума». Но мы с Фарезом так решили, что в конце
is going to
каждого
be
туннеля
"Mad World."
есть свой свет.
Like we play this composition because we think that in the end of every tunnel there is a light. So there is a hope. There is a hope for everyone, even for the mad world.
Я хочу, чтобы вы обратили внимание на этот стол.
I want you to pay attention to this table.
Такой творческий музыкальный беспорядок.
You see there is some kind of creative disorder.
Вы видите музыкальные инструменты.
You see musical instruments.
Сейчас я каждому из присутствующих здесь раздал музыкальные инструменты.
Now everyone who is here is going to receive these instruments.
Так, я тогда буду. Сегодня я хочу сказать, что музыка – это терапия для души.
I want to say that music is a therapy for everybody's soul.
И вот такой вот впервые, может быть, семейный ансамбль.
And this is the first performance of this family group,
Да,
musical band.
Имеет место зарождение.
Now we are witnessing the birth of this family musical band.
Ну что ж, начнем.
So let's start.
Окей.
Very beautiful performance. Thank you so much, Zoe. Okay, that was a wonderful concert.
Участникам концерта
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, musicians, players, singers, and viewers. Thank you for this wonderful concert. Happy birthday, Pastor. Paris, now we're going to ask Paris one simple question. Who is Pastor Sunday to you?
Wow, Pastor Sunday, well, first of all, he's my father. He's such a great man, and I think he's just such a wonderful person to humanity. But for me personally, he's always been the person who's been near my side. He's been with me since day one, literally, and every time I have a problem, I know I can always go to him. And as he approaches 49 years old, it's just wonderful to see how he's progressed over the years and how I have changed and how I can see his traits in me, his influences in me. And I think it's just wonderful to see that. So I'm just very glad to be celebrating his 49th birthday. I'm glad that I could be here, and I wish I'll be able to see him on many other birthdays as well. Happy birthday,
Okay,
man.
thank you, Perez. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Bless you.
Ну что, сколько времени у нас сейчас? Получается,
20 минут.
ну тогда вы
Okay, so we will ask Alex, who is also the main assistant to Pastor Sunday. Who Pastor Sunday to you, Alex? Introduce yourself and tell who Pastor Sunday is to
My name
you.
is Alex Murish. I am personal assistant to Pastor Sunday. Today is a special day for everybody of us, especially for Pastor, for me, for our big family. So Pastor Sunday is not just Pastor Sunday for me. Pastor Sunday is my father, my spiritual father, is my life coach, is my leader, who is leading me, who is guiding me to my destiny. And Pastor Sunday, I want to say you thank you so much for a big life sacrifice, for your cause that you paid already, for me, for our people, for our family to live, to stay, to continue our life, to be successful, to be healed by Jesus. Pastor, we thank you, we congratulate you with my mommy, with my sister, with all of our family, with this beautiful, beautiful sunshine day. God bless you, Pastor. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Alex. And I want also to say my take on who Pastor Sunday is to me, really. To me, Pastor Sunday is also a spiritual father, because who I am right now is due to this man, because, my personality was formed from the very beginning when I came to God Embassy Church and when Pastor Sunday became my mentor. So I'm really eternally grateful to Pastor Sunday for all his input that he has made into my life. And I'm really inspired by his example of ministering people, of sacrificing himself for the sake of kingdom of God, for the church, and for the nation. So really, Pastor Sunday, thank you so much. And this is a big honor to be with you, to be in your team and help you and celebrate this birthday with you. Happy birthday, sir. And now we're gonna have Dmitry with us. Who is Pastor Sunday for you?
Пастор Сандей, я поздравляю вас и вашу семью.
My greetings to you, Pastor Sunday, to you and your family. Happy birthday.
И мне действительно большая честь учить ваших детей.
And this is a big honor for me to give classes of music to your children.
На протяжении всего времени я верю, что это положено хорошее начало творчеству.
I believe that this is a good foundation for developing of creative skills in children.
И я думаю, что это детям пастора очень поможет, вашим детям поможет дальше в жизни.
And I believe that this is going to help to your children in future.
Потому что музыка считается самым сложным видом искусства.
For music is the most difficult kind of arts.
В нее входит как физиология,
It
душа,
includes physiology, developed spirit, and developed soul,
и психология.
and psychology.
С днем рождения, пастор.
Okay, happy birthday, Pastor.
Сейчас сколько минут у нас осталось?
Еще 24 минуты.
So, hello, everybody. This is Pastor Sunday again. I'm back. This is just a little bit of the unusual gift that the children and their teacher, their music teacher, decided to arrange for their father today. But today is going to be a busy day, a long day. So in about 2 hours time, a lot of people are going to be coming here to congratulate and to somehow celebrate the birthday of Pastor Sunday. So we are going to try as much as possible to make sure that you, who are part of our family now, outside of Ukraine, you'll be a part of this. You'll be a witness to some of this celebration that's going to be happening. So anytime from, be near your computer, because there are going to be notification coming to you from different parts of, from different times. I think from about 11 o'clock our time, that's like 9 o'clock Nigerian time and British time, and 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock Central European time. From around that time, we're going to be coming to you more often, just showing you here and there some of the things that are going to be happening here as people are coming from the church, and the pastors and leaders will be coming to congratulate for the birthday. But this is just a little bit of family time, from the children. Children are just greeting and saying hi. My wife and the church and all other people will come later. And so we just wanted you to be a part of this, for you to know what is happening. And so what will I say? What will I share with you this day when I was born? I think it might be interesting to you, or for you to know some things. Maybe you have some questions you would like to ask Pastor Sunday about my life and about what probably brought Pastor Sunday to where he is today, and how Pastor Sunday became who he is. Tonight, I just want to make an announcement about that. Tonight at 8 o'clock our time, that is 6 o'clock British time, 6 o'clock Nigerian time, and 5 o'clock, I guess, European time. And in America, that will be 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Where I'm going to be having my normal program that is called Ask Pastor Sunday. And that program, we're going to be talking about my book on Nigeria, and also in the evening, we are going to do review where somebody is going to be asking me a lot of questions about my life. So the evening review will give you more opportunity to get to know Pastor Sunday from another side. So they'll be asking me questions about my life and how I became who I am. And so if you are interested in knowing more of the biography of Pastor Sunday, you'll be able to have that tonight in the evening, the normal time we do our review. So I will be back together with you then. But before then, of course, during the day, we'll be with you every time to share with you what is going on here in my house. But besides that, what will I say today? I would like to share with you that my life is a testimony that there is nothing impossible for anybody. Everything is possible with God. I was born in a family, I was the firstborn of my mother. I don't know if I'm the firstborn of my father, because I never met my father. I don't know my father. I never met him. No idea about his life, no idea. And I don't know anything about him. I don't even know his name. I don't even know his name. So what is that saying? That is saying that no matter where you are coming from, even if you don't know your past, even if you don't know who you are, or if you don't know your father, like in my case, or you don't know your mother, and you think you are just an accident of history, you see, my life is a proof to the fact that nobody is an accident. You are not an accident. God has a plan for you, even before you are conceived, before you are given birth to by your parents. God knew you, and God had a purpose for you. Can you imagine that someone like me, who was born in a village, that is so remote, that's only 40 houses are in that village, and I never met my father. I don't know his name even. I know they were married. They were married with my mother traditionally, but I think it was a kind of either some people say from the side of the family of my mother, they said he was a violent man, and because he was violent towards my mother, they decided to rescue her. So they took her from his place. He's from Ijebu. It's a bigger town in my area, and I'm from this small village of 40 houses, that's Idomila. And my parents' family and my mother's family decided to take their daughter back. So my mother was rescued from that family of my father, and since then I never had any relationship with that family. And but my mother, when I asked her later on what was the reason, then she was saying that it's because he was too poor. He was too poor for the liking of my own mother's family. And well, you never know. But whatever the case is, I never got to know him. I never got to meet him. Somebody is asking. Yeah, it's good. You go ahead and ask your questions. If you have questions about my life, go ahead and write them and ask them. Someone is asking, what is my attitude towards my father, my biological father? You know, it's very interesting that some people are asking me, do I miss my father? Do I miss not having a father? No, I don't. I just don't know it exists. Just don't know what it is. So it was supposed to be, especially when I came to receive Christ as my Lord and Savior. That kind of compensated for everything. I never missed him. I never missed a father. Maybe when I was in school, because when I was in school, sometimes they would tell you to bring your father or to bring your parents to teachers meeting or something like that. And then everybody used to come with their fathers, and I never had one. And they would come with their mothers. And I also didn't have a mother, because in my own case, I only got to meet my mother later in life, because my mother gave birth to me and left me in the village with our mother. So she got married and started her own life as well. I didn't know her when I was growing up. But she told me later on that she was with me actually and nurturing me till I was 3 years old. So she was with me till I was 3, but I didn't remember when I was 3 or till I was 3 years old. So that's why I didn't know my mother as well. So I didn't know my father. I didn't know my mother. What is that telling us? It doesn't matter where you're coming from. It doesn't matter your history or how bad it is. If you don't have a father or a mother, and even if you are found in the street, God still had a plan for you. God still created you for a purpose. So you are not by accident, and God's will in your life will still come to pass. I am the proof of that. And can you imagine that the school that I went to, my secondary school, we never even have walls. We just had some structure to hold on the building. And I never saw a library in my life before I left Nigeria. And I was able to finish my school, start very well, and still was able to win a scholarship to study. I'm one of the top Nigerians to win a federal scholarship and study abroad. And I never even saw a laboratory. I never saw a laboratory in my life. And still, God still helped me to be able to do well in school. I never even studied, physics or, a lot of things I did, but, everything depends on us. It's in our hands. We can take charge of our lives. We can work hard, get to know the principles, and change our life for the better. So I thank God that God sent my sister into my life that challenged me that if you don't study hard, if you don't work hard, you will remain in this village for your life forever. And I would have remained in that village. But what I'm trying to say right now is that there are so many people out there who are thinking that their life depends on some circumstances. No matter how bad your situation or circumstances, God is above it. God sent you here for a purpose. If you will take charge of your life, if you will take responsibility for your life, you will discover that, God has been there for you, and God has given you everything for you to be successful, for you to be a success. So there is no matter how bad the situation is, even if you are coming from the hood, God has been there in that hood before you got there, and God knows how to bring you out of there. But the only thing is that it will only bring you out of there if you work hard. It will only do a miracle for you if you do your own part. If you don't do your part, if you don't do what you need to do, God cannot, God will not do anything because He has already done everything. So he's now waiting for you to do something to make your life better. So I want to use this opportunity to talk to all the people who are discouraged that there is no hopeless situation with God. My own situation was totally hopeless. Can you imagine that? Let me tell you a story. When I was about to finish my high school, we needed to pay 50 naira. 50 naira, 50 naira is not a big money. And 50, I couldn't, all my family, all my relatives, we couldn't come up with 50 naira for me to do, in my village that is, we couldn't come up with 50 naira for me to give my school certificate. It was only the very last week, the very last minute that somebody came out from somewhere because they discovered that this guy is brilliant and he's trying. And if he doesn't give, and he doesn't just have 50 naira to give his school certificate exams. So just a few years ago that I discovered who paid it. Up to now, I didn't even know how somebody from another city came, who was a distant relative, and came and gave that 50 naira for me to finish my high school. If I had not got that 50 naira at that time, I would not have been able to be who I am today. So that's another lesson for us, that we should pay attention to people, and we should meet people's needs and help people when we are in the position to do that, because we never know who they could become tomorrow. And also, then after that, I went and participated in a scholarship bid. I started to ask, to try to win a scholarship. And in Nigeria, it's so difficult to win a scholarship, almost impossible, because either people are using connections, or they are using their relatives, and their politicians are sending their children and giving all the scholarship to them. But in my own case, no chance. But for me to have won a scholarship, and we had only the government had only 300 scholarships in that year when I applied, and out of the is 300 scholarships to be awarded to different countries, and out of that and competing for that 300 scholarship were 350,000 graduates, 350,000 students. So these were people who have finished secondary school. Some of them have finished what we call A-levels, and some of them have finished even university, but they still want to go abroad. Many people in Nigeria want to go abroad. And if you're a good student, especially if you finish your high school well, if you are an A student, you applied for that scholarship. Can you imagine 350,000 people applying for a scholarship of 300 scholarships? 350,000 just for 300 scholarships. So that's 1,000 people per one scholarship. And that is not, that it could even be more sometimes. So, but I was one of those people who won that scholarship. And but listen to this story. When I won the scholarship, my story is a story of God's wonder, because after I won the scholarship demanded that you have to pay for your own ticket. You have to pay for your own ticket, because the scholarship is up to master's level, and but I didn't have a ticket, and the ticket was going to cost 700 naira. 700 naira. Can you imagine someone that could not afford to get a ticket, that could not afford to pay 50 naira to finish his high school, to do his high school exam? How will I come up with 700 naira? If I couldn't, if my whole village and my whole family couldn't come up with 50 naira, how will I ever come up with 500 naira? So it was the end of my scholarship bid, almost. Then I had another scholarship to one of the leading universities in Nigeria at that time. It was University of Ife. That was 1986. But I couldn't even go to, it was more difficult for me to go to that University of Ife from my village of Idomila in Ijebu, which was just 2 hours drive, or less than 2 hours, maybe 1 hour drive to Ife. And I couldn't even get the transport to go to that Ife to go and get my result. And my result was the third best result in that University of Ife, number 3 best result that year, in JAMB, that is. And I couldn't go, because even though the school in Nigeria at that time, the federal university, was free, the tuition was free, but I couldn't pay for accommodation, feeding, and all that. So the only thing that was left for me to do was, somebody took me to Lagos. That was the first time I was visiting Lagos. And Lagos is just 1 hour, 45 minutes away. Sometimes, actually, you could go there under 1 hour from my village, but I've never been there before. So somebody took me to the embassy, to the Russian embassy. That time it used to be USSR, Soviet Union embassy. So I went to they took me to the Soviet Union embassy to meet the consular. And they explained to him that this guy is a brilliant guy, see his result, he won a scholarship to your country. And actually, I had an opportunity to actually win. I had two scholarships. I won a scholarship also to Columbia University in New York. But, my pastor that time told me that don't go to America because there are too many temptations there. If you go there, you are too young. You might not survive it. So I took the scholarship to Russia. So they took me to the embassy and we met the consular. And the consular, they were saying that this guy, he got the scholarship, but he cannot come to Russia. He cannot come to Moscow because he doesn't have the ticket, 700 naira to buy a ticket. So the man said we should write an application to the Russian government, to the USSR government. So we wrote an application and explained my situation to the government. And the government decided to give me, to send me tickets. So they sent my ticket from Russia to me because the arrangement was supposed to be I was going to buy my ticket there and they buy my ticket back. So they gave me full scholarship, my ticket to and fro, and that is how I got out of my village to be able to go to be able to come to Russia to study and do my master's degree in journalism. So I did my first degree, master's degree. I was only 19 years old. And that was only 6 months after I got born again. So it's not about how long you've been born again or how long you've been a Christian. I was only a Christian for 6 months in Nigeria. I've never been a church member of any church since I got born again. Got born again through my sister and watching a pastor on television and repeated the prayer. 6 months was attending the church, but I never could become a member until I got my scholarship and I left the country. And so what is somebody, they could ask him the question, what is my attitude to my father? Even to my mother, who is my biological mother, it's very difficult for me to find, I don't have any emotional attachment because I didn't know them. I only have emotional attachment to my grandmother. So this is also a lesson for parents who give their children to their parents or their relatives to bring up for them. Because I didn't know my mother, I didn't know my father, I never grew up with them. My grandmother that I grew up with died when I was 16 years old. So I thought to me, she was my father. To me, she was my mother. To me, she was the only relative I had. And my sister, the children, my brothers and sisters that were, from my grandmother. So those are my real family. So because I didn't know my biological father, I didn't know my biological mother till I was 12. So I didn't have any attachment to them. Now, someone is asking, is my father still alive? I don't know. I think he shouldn't be alive because my mother was probably younger than him, and she is dead. She is not alive anymore. So what I'm trying to say is that God will make a way for you. God already made a way for you. God already had you in his plans. God already, calculated everything for your life before you were born. But it now depends on you to pay attention, to put in some more effort, to study, to discover yourself, to discover God, to discover his rules and laws for your life, and to do everything you need to do to be successful in life. God is not to blame. God has provided everything for us. So, yes, if anybody wants to know, okay, Yulia, привет, Yulia Muzichenka. Може би ти придешь к нам сегодня, а то я тебя еще не видел после Бельгии. I'm inviting this Julia, one of our members, to come to see me today if she wants, because she's in the same town, so why not? What will I say to the younger generation or to the younger me? Okay, what advice will I give to younger Pastor Sunday? I got to be serious with God when I was 19, when I became born again. And I wish I would have become born again earlier in life. That is one of the first advice I would have given to myself. I would have given myself advice to become serious with God, not at 19, even though 19 is still quite early compared to many other people. And that is probably one of the greatest gifts that gave me, that it saved me at 19. Because if he had saved me like 30, 40, I would have missed out on my destiny for sure. So I would have actually liked to have been saved around 10 or 12 before I began to make some mistakes in my life. But, what advice will I give? My life started changing when I was 19. So I didn't make too much mistakes in life, but I would still have liked to have started much earlier. Any advice I would have given me, myself, my younger self? I don't think there's anything I would have changed really, apart from the things that were not under my control. Just work hard. Genius is not born. The people become genius by hard work. That there are no secrets in life, and there are no wonders in life. The only wonders is in your hand when you work hard, when you give yourself to what you need to do, and that is when you become who you need to. When you become who you need to become. But even when you are disadvantaged and you are forced to live a very hard life like me, like in my own case, I never had shoes till I was 12 or maybe 13, 14 years old. Maybe like, let's say 12 years old. I never knew what shoes were. And and to go to school, I needed to go with my grandmother to the bush, to the forest, to fell down trees. And then we dry the trees and make them into firewood. And so it is the firewood that I sell in the city that now sustains me to go to school. So I now use the money from the firewood to buy a pen. To buy a pen, I need to do work one day. To buy my uniform, I needed to work for 3 months. And then all other things were just for me to sustain myself with my grandmother in the village. But it was not always like that. Things were much more easier when I was younger, before I was 6. It was when I was 6 that everything really fell apart. Not just with me and my own father and mother, but with my own extended family. You remember that my mother said that our parents took me away from her husband because he was too poor. Well, it is because my mother's parents were better to do. They were, even though they were poor also in the village, but they were much better to do than my father's relatives. But besides that, my mother's relatives were educated because my senior brothers, they were some of the most, educated people in our country. My senior brother, Kolawole Adelaja, who is, deceased now, he was one of the youngest PhD holder in Nigeria. Was one of the brightest minds in that country has ever produced. All of us are just, trying to emulate him. And he was, one of the top graduates of, University College of Ibadan. It used to be University College that time. And he was one of the first set. It was actually the first set graduate or students, the pioneer students of University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Finished first class with honors. Got the scholarship to what was the name of this university in France again? I always forget the name of the university. But the top university, Sorbonne University in Paris, in France. And then, finished from that, married an English lady and have 2 wonderful kids. Those kids might be watching me now from England. And, living in Ibadan, Abuja. And, but, in 6 months, that's the senior Adelaja at that time. And the second Adelaja was a young graduate of University of Ife as well. University of Ibadan. But he was working in the Ministry of Economics. I read economics and he was doing well. He was an assistant to the minister. And then we have a lady that was the richest of all. She was just a business tycoon lady. But in 6 months, we lost all these people. Can you imagine what happened to this woman who gave birth to these children? Oh, this is my sister, by the way. This is Tinuke Akimbu. Lomo. I told you that one of them is watching. That is my niece. That is the daughter of my brother, Kola. He was just a genius, you know. So anyway, but in 6 months we lost all these 3 stars in the family. The first thing that happened was that our sister, who was the wealthiest, it was just a month before Christmas. She was a business tycoon traveling. She ran into an accident, died instantly there. Then a month later, our brother, a junior brother, which was the youngest, the one in the Ministry of Economics, was coming back from the burial of his sister, and on his way back on Christmas Day, 25th of December 272, and also ran into an accident and died instantly there. And then his brother, the only Adelaja, famous Adelaja remaining, the senior one, the firstborn, Wale Adelaja, it was so sad, it was so broken that nobody could, it was so sad, totally broken. He went into a deep depression. And that depression, in 6 months later, he couldn't eat, he couldn't, come to gather himself together. It just was so sad. It was just saying, why is this happening to us? And who are just Anglicans. We didn't know Jesus personally, as personal Lord and Savior. So in the next 6 months, you know what? My brother, the very star. He was the lead. He was the editor of Nigeria for Nigeria Today. That was a magazine that was piloting Nigeria for the world. It was a news commentator. It was on TV every week on TV. It was a lecturer in the University of Ife. It was an assistant to Minister of Foreign Affairs in the Institute of International Affairs in Nigeria. And all this story that I'm talking about came out in the newspaper. It was the Daily Times was the main newspaper at that time. They had a title: "Is this a cause or a tragedy?" What a tragedy! Family lost 3 bright stars in 6 months. So of course after that, our mother just went into coma. She just lost it, and she was in the hospital for the next 1 year. And so that's when I was the only one that was left in the village. So that's when I had to go back to the bush and to try to survive, because everybody in the village was afraid that this was a cursed family. They thought we were cursed, really. And they thought, we don't want to touch them. Everybody ran for their lives. Even some of the biggest friends and some of the best friends of the family and of these our brethren, they ran away because they said, okay, this is unusual. And it could have been unusual. It is actually unusual. And it could have been some demonic forces there and curses. But, we never knew Jesus per se. We were just religious, normal people in the village. And, yeah. But what am I saying? It doesn't matter where God is bringing you from. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. God is there for you, and He will take you through. Right now, I'm writing a new history for my family, for the Adelaja family. And my brothers, I have one brother. Like I said, I don't know my father and my mother. I got to know her later on. But my people that I call my family are the senior brother or junior brother of my mother. But that's the only family I know. So I have, apart from those who are dead, I have one sister in Nigeria. She's like my mother right now. She's my life giver. Thanks to her, I got to know Christ. And she was just finishing secondary school. Primary school. She just finished primary school when all this happened. It was totally devastating. And then we had an uncle that took care of her. So the Banjokos, they were well to do. They gave her a scholarship. And then I have the second brother, Idowu. This Lide is Alaba. For Europe, they know what that means. Then Idowu, also the Banjokos gave him scholarship to finish secondary school. He was in secondary school. Then Taiwo was the next senior brother, the very small senior. He was in secondary school. He was in class 4, class 3, and he couldn't pay for his school. He had to finish his secondary school from home. Things were so rough. So, I'm just trying to let you know, gain some picture into my story, into my background, for you to know that no matter where you're coming from, you can always make it. And, by the time I get back to Nigeria, the old Nigeria is going to benefit from this story, because everybody thinks that Pastor Sunday is successful now and that I have some results. But let me tell you a secret right now. What God has already told me is that I've not even started, because I'm going to start when I'm 50 next year. So everything I'm doing right now is just, just kindergarten. And my 30 years life in Russia and in Europe is my school. It's actually my preparation. My whole life will begin, my whole ministry will begin from when I move back to Africa. Here, I'm only here as a school. And Africa is going to be definitely transformed. Nigeria for sure. I can guarantee that one, because I've done it. I've done it here for Ukraine, and I'm going to do it in Nigeria in a better way, because if I was able to do it here where people hate me and people just fight me, all kind of ridiculous stories about me, I don't know. I know I'm going to have even more attacks, I guess, in Nigeria, but I know exactly the formula now. I've used 30 years to prepare myself to make Nigeria a greater country, and Nigeria is going to be totally transformed when I get there. And that's why I've started that project. That is, Nigeria Transformation Team. I have 200 people lined up to go with me from here, and then from about 2,000 people from all over the world, from America, from Canada, from Scandinavia, from Latin America, people just coming from all over the world, and then Nigerians in diaspora are joining me. I want to take as many people back to Nigeria as possible, not just to visit, but to live there with me and to help transform my country and make Nigeria into first world from third world. Just like I've invested my life in this place to help them change their country, they now have committed to go with me to help change our country. Well, so such a unique birthday that I'm having today. But this is just the beginning. This is just the morning. It's very early now. But by in a few hours' time, maybe the next 1 or 2 hours, we'll come back to you to just for you to show you something that will be going on around here. A lot of things might be going on. I'm not celebrating it big. I'm just, I'm not actually celebrating. I'm just sitting there and I'm doing my own thing. But definitely people will not give me rest. So people will be coming to congratulate. But it started with my kids. And, I'm not a big fan of classical music, but they were showing us some classical music and their skills in classical music. I'm an old school guy. I don't understand too much of that. But, you have to learn. You have to humble yourself and sit down and see what your kids are doing. Yeah, anyway, what are we saying? Who is there? Let me read some of the things that you have written. Okay, Dora says, wow, thanks for sharing, Pastor. First time listening to you, and I've subscribed from Ireland, okay? Then who is this? Anson David say, you are a great man, sir. Love you. Thank you. Basil is saying happy birthday. Oh, many people are saying happy birthday. I'm not going to read those ones because there are so many. Okay. Akaja Sunday say, you are great. You are a great blessing to our generation. And I was touched to hear how you are raised up, talking in your, from Bali. Oh, Akajama Sunday is from Bali. I wish you a happy birthday. Okay, thank you. Samson Femi says, happy birthday, wishing you long life. Okay. May the Lord expand you and your household. Okay, God bless you. And your ministry. Yesterday said, oh, my story is very touching and emotional. Okay, yeah, I guess as much. Andy, Jesus greeting me. Everybody greeting me for birthday. Omotolani say, happy birthday, sir. More anointing. Your story is a great lesson. I hope so. Cecile says, wow, we have the same journey in life. I never knew my dad and my mom did not raise me. You are the proof that we can be born with a lot of disadvantages, but God can advantage us by His grace, for sure. Okay, thanks. Thank you, Pastor, for your testimony. Thank you. Neki Okoro say, happy birthday, my pastor and my mentor. You are blessed for life. Neki, if I'm not mistaken, I think you also have your birthday today. If you have your birthday today, I also want to congratulate you. Happy birthday to you as well. John Bello is saying happy birthday. Steve Stephen says, happy birthday. I celebrate and honor you, Father. Long life, sir. Thank you, Stephen Hyacinth. Okay. Tinuke, happy birthday to you too, to our family. A new story. Joyce, happy birthday. More grace and anointing. Melai, happy birthday. Okay. Jude Perez, okay, saying thank you for sharing. Your story is a blessing, inspirational. Thank you. Fumilayo Agape say, I understand what you mean about who you are close to. Same is happening to me and my daughter. I left Nigeria a few years back. To cut the story short, the relationship is not close as I would have expected between me and the child now. Just have to make the decision then to survive. It is well. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just not. It's not because the child is not, doesn't want you or something. It's just something natural. Samuel Thompson, happy birthday. You have come a long way. More power. Thank you, Samuel. Now, this Samuel Thompson that is greeting me here, we were in the university together and we were in the same underground fellowship, trying to serve God in Russia, Belarus. And so, Pastor Sammy, thank you so much. I will connect with you sometime after these few weeks. Blessings. Okay, everybody's saying happy birthday. Louisa from Korea as well. Yep. For me, says emotional story, but thank God for His grace. Yes. Just to say, I celebrate you permanently. Thank you. Louisa says, I'm blessed by your birthday message. Julia Musichenko, Pastor Sunday, what will you say to? Okay, I've answered that question. Louisa says, your life is a miracle. You shall celebrate 50th birthday in 2007 in Nigeria. Yes, I shall be there. Okay. We'll be happy to have all of you. By the grace of God, my 50th birthday will probably be in Nigeria, most likely. Femiton Daniel says, happy birthday, Pastor. You are modeling a lot of youth, including myself, in this generation. May your strength continue to increase as your years go. Okay, thank you. Maybe some of you would like to share this link, or some of you would like to share this story. It could be a blessing to somebody else. So if you have not shared this link, go ahead and do that. Maybe somebody else will be blessed as well. Who knows? Niyi Olaleye say, I tap into the anointing and grace of God in your life. Thank you. Shegun Fatuma says, amazing and emotional story. Yeah. That's just the way it is. Zarina Zadredrinova, thank you. Bolaji, Rita Ukole, yeah, thank you, everybody. So many happy birthday greetings, mainly. Thank you, everybody, for your congratulations and for your birthday greetings. I'll be back the whole day, and a lot of people you'll be seeing a lot of things happening this week. Today. Carol Akande Dixon says, happy birthday, Pastor Sunday. God refresh you. You are a blessing to mine. Hope to meet you someday. By God's grace, I celebrate you. Thank you. Thank you. Teresa says, happy birthday, more grace and strength for the kingdom work. Thank you. Shegun Fak says, happy birthday. Thanks for sharing. God's love never changes. And so it goes. So that's to go for a long time to come. Well, nice to be with you. I'm going to spend some time with the family now, and then we'll come back to you. All right? Take care. Be on the lookout. Pay attention to the notifications. We'll be coming back to give you a report on how my day goes. All right. Blessings, everybody. Bye.